1,000-bed shelter, I think to quote one of them, scares them because it just doesn't work.
Now at 6, why the mayor's plan for a new mega shelter for the homeless is facing opposition this morning.
Plus, will Food for Less workers go on strike? What's happening this morning?
It's really the last eyesore in Otay Mesa and maybe even in city of San Diego.
A huge makeover begins today for Brownfield.
You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Thank you so much for joining us at 6 a.m. on this Monday, coming off a really nice weekend. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Nada Irampour. We know Mondays can be a little hard to get going, especially if you hopefully had a great weekend. Meteorologist Evan Narani joining us to tell us about this forecast. I will say I've been kind of getting okay with the marine
Used
layer.
to it. Okay.
We have no other choice, right?
And there's no major change in the forecast. It's clouds along the coast, and it's a little bit warmer as you make your way east. Those clouds are helping to keep the coast and valleys on the cooler than average side. And then as you make your way toward Ramona and farther east of Ramona, that's where we encounter those slightly, just a hair warmer than normal temperatures. Upper 60s, maybe some low 70s along the coast this afternoon, 76 across your inland valleys, 84 for the mountains, and 104 out there for the deserts. You can see where it is stretching off toward Ramona, Hamul. We've got that cloud layer. And then by mid-morning, we'll see it pull on back. Back to you.
All right, Evan, thank you for that. And today, a closed-door meeting will be held to discuss Mayor Todd Gloria's proposed mega shelter on Kettner Boulevard. The shelter would house 1,000 people.
Not everyone agrees with the plan, and some are calling for open-door meetings to discuss it. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live downtown with why the mayor's plan is being met with strong opposition here. Regina?
Yeah, good morning, Eric and Netta. And look, because of that closed-door meeting, you can imagine just how frustrated many critics are, especially because they won't be allowed into that meeting and share their input. We've already seen pushback from last week when they showed up at a press conference that Mayor Gloria was having to discuss potential plans about the barracks property to turn it into a safe sleeping program, as well as the mega shelter that he's hoping to build on Kettner and Vine. So here's what one critic told us last week.
The Point Loma community has spent time rebuilding this area, rehabbing this area. You can see, our beautiful bay, the hotels that have been redone that are new.
And today, that closed-door meeting from City Council could happen. They're planning to discuss the Kettner and Vine proposal as well as a potential barracks project. Mayor Gloria has announced before that the fact that many of the shelters are temporary underscores the need for long-term stability. But mayoral candidate Larry Turner, along with other organizations, have voiced criticism against Mayor Todd Gloria's approach in addressing the homelessness crisis in San Diego. They're upset about the closed-door meeting and are asking for a public one. They say the mayor is continuing his pattern of making significant decisions behind closed doors with no community engagement or input. He and other critics are also worried about overspending as the city faces a budget deficit. There's also concern about potential cuts to essential homelessness services if they approve these two plans in next year's budget. So back out here last Friday, the budget committee actually approved a final review, but the mayor's budget proposal will go to the entire city council tomorrow. Eric Ganetta.
Regina, thank you for that. And now this morning, police are looking for whoever shot a person in the back. Police shared new details overnight. This happened about 9 p.m. near El Cajon Boulevard and College Avenue. Look at the scene. It's a busy area in the El Cerrito neighborhood with several businesses like those you see on your screen here. Look how many officers. Police say the victim is a 32-year-old man and say his injuries are not life-threatening. There's no suspect description at this point, so call police if you have any information. And new this morning, San Diego police looking for the person who stabbed a man in Mission Valley. This happened last night before 11 in the 7700 block of Hazard Drive. Police say the victim was stabbed in the neck after he was yelled at by another man to stay away from his bike. The victim was taken to the hospital and is now expected to be okay. As of now, no arrests have been made, so call police if you have any information on that. And now this morning, 2 teenagers are under arrest, accused of fatally stabbing another teen. A 16-year-old boy and a 17-year-old girl were taken into custody over the weekend. The homicide happened 1 week ago today on Wanek Road. Police say it could be gang-related. Police are not identifying the suspect or the victims because they are underage, but loved ones have identified the boy killed as 14-year-old Caden Romo. A GoFundMe has been set up, and in that it says he was about to graduate from 8th grade. A man has died on the popular Cedar Creek Falls Trail near Ramona. CAL FIRE saying they got a call about a man possibly experiencing cardiac arrest yesterday afternoon. Temperatures in that area climbed into the 80s, but CAL FIRE is saying at this point they don't know if the man's death was related to the heat. That said, they've made nearly 40 rescues so far on our county trails this year.
This morning, Food for Less workers will begin voting on whether to authorize a strike. Their current contract expired on Saturday without a new tentative agreement in place. The union represents 6,000 Food for Less workers across 11 stores in San Diego County. They say they're demanding equity, fair pay, and safe stores. In a statement, Food for Less says in part, quote, "We are deeply disappointed that UFCW Southern California chose to leave the bargaining table before contract expiration rather than working together to prioritize the needs of their members, our valued associates." Voting ends on June 14th. Today, leaders will be breaking ground on a big project coming to Brownfield Municipal Airport. This is going to take a while. Within the next 20 years, officials want to bring a new restaurant, hotel, and industrial and commercial spaces to the airport. They say these changes will create thousands of jobs in the area. The project will be completed in 4 phases, with the first costing about $100 million.
We are expecting that this will be one of the hubs that attracts more people, more employment, that it looks nice.
Brownfield serves general aviation aircraft, including private corporate planes and those used for skydiving. Crews have stopped the progress of a brush fire burning on MCAS Miramar property. The Aqueduct 2 fire has burned about 110 acres. CAL FIRE says it's still 60% contained. The fire started on Saturday afternoon when a controlled burn jumped containment lines. Another controlled burn planned for yesterday was canceled.
All right, time is 6:07, and I saw those controlled burns along the 52 and the 15 right by Miramar, and then it got bigger. And then I was like, oh, that looks a little more out of control.
Glad they're getting a hold of it
a decent
now.
handle. The smoke has subsided since Saturday.
Exactly. That's what we'd be going for. I mean, along the coastline, firefighters aren't too concerned because of how moist it has stayed. We have seen daily clouds along the coast and inland versus the continuous sunshine that we see closer to the mountains and the deserts, and that's taking place yet again this morning. So temperatures along the coast and inland, upper 50s, low 60s out there. A little bit cooler as you make your way toward the valley floors, mainly mid 50s, and there's that marine layer on repeat yet again. Beautiful live look outside. This is from Signal Peak, this is from San Miguel. Sunrise was at 5:40, so just beyond 30 minutes ago, or just about 30 minutes ago. We're getting closer and closer to that 8 p.m. sunset. 7:56 is that time on the sunset. We should be at the 8 o'clock hour by the time we get to your summer solstice, which is about 10 days away. But you can see how the majority of us are under this layer of clouds. While it is beautiful, we are under it, and we have those overcast skies. Still, nonetheless, gorgeous when you look at that start to the day. 60 right now in Encinitas, 56 in Ramona, 58 in Julian, 53 up at Mount Laguna, and down in Campo right now, 49 degrees, one of the only spots in the 40s. We have minor day-to-day changes on our afternoon high temperatures. Going to get a little cooler for Thursday. We'll climb through Wednesday, drop a degree by Thursday, and then climb again into the upcoming weekend, with Saturday being the standout day for the warmest of temperatures. That will still only take us about 5 degrees above average, whereas every other day of the next 10 days is going to be within just a few degrees of average. Average being on the top right corner there, 71 degrees along the coastline. Low 80s as you make your way east would be closer to average. And while we're talking about these overcast skies, it is cloudy out there, but these clouds are not low down to the ground, so it's not translating to a lot of fog out there. Still, nonetheless, we're going to have to wait till that mid-morning, afternoon time frame for us to see some cloud cover break apart along the coastline. Valley should be fine, should have that sunshine in the forecast by that mid-morning stretch. Let's check in on traffic, see how your roads are right now. It's very quiet as we start off your Monday morning here. A couple crashes up in the Escondido area could be causing some delays. Those just popped up. Good idea to head to our website, cbs8.com/traffic for more. Let's take a look at your border wait times out the door right now. 10-minute wait. Wow, very, very short for the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Otay Mesa Port of Entry also should just take you about 10 minutes. Back to you.
Still ahead here, Israel rejoices as 4 of the hostages taken by Hamas are rescued. New details on this mission.
Plus, will Hunter Biden testify in his own defense? We have brand new information just into the newsroom. And the scary moment, a bull jumped into a crowd